putting that perfect record on the line. Who will punch their ticket to the Travers, our Midsummer Derby in late August? Let's go upstairs. John Imbrial with the call.
They're all in the gate. And they're off. Miles D, Snowhouse. From the middle of the pack, there goes Barron, and Harvard is up close. On the outside is Collaborate. The 3-year-olds go into the clubhouse turn. And it is Snowhouse who has come away with the lead here. Snowhouse in front. Barron runs in second. And just in behind is Harvard in third. On his outside is Collaborate in fourth. It's 3.5 lengths back to Miles D. And right alongside is First Captain. The trailer is Dynamic One in seventh. And the 3-year-olds are moving up the backstretch after a quarter in 23 3/5 seconds. So Snowhouse shows the way here. Snowhouse by almost a length. Barron runs in second. And on the outside is Collaborate in the clear in third. Then comes Harvard next in fourth. It's 4 lengths back to the favorite First Captain, who is in fifth, about 8 lengths from the lead. On the inside is Miles D, and Dynamic One trails. Half went in 47-1. Long shot Snowhouse continues to lead. The lead is a half length off of Barron. Collaborate runs in third. And then comes Harvard in fourth. Miles D and First Captain are both moving as a team here as they race around the far turn. 3/4 went in 1:11. On the outside here is Collaborate, now to grab the lead. On the outside, First Captain now makes his move. Then it's Miles D and Dynamic One. The field is in the stretch. On the inside, it is Snowhouse. And on the outside, it's Miles D. And here comes Dynamic One up to challenge Miles D. Miles D and Dynamic One. And Dynamic One has the lead in deep stretch. Dynamic One captures the Curlin coming off the pace and coming off the layoff. Miles D was second. Farther back, First Captain finished third, and Harvard was fourth. And the time was 1 minute 49 1/5 seconds.
It's Dynamic One, runner-up in the Wood Memorial. First start back since the Kentucky Derby for Todd Pletcher, who wins the Curlin.
And a big start back. Comes from off the pace to succeed really well. As far as First Captain goes, he had some bad luck. He wasn't going to win, but Collaborate, the 6-horse, was getting out badly coming out of the turn. We'll see that when they show the head-on turning for home. And because he's getting out so badly, our favorite First Captain has to go around him, but he wasn't going to win this race. This race belonged to Dynamic One. Here we go right here. That's Collaborate with the white bridle on the lead. He's already starting to drift off the rail, and he's going to take our favorite with him, going wider, and really comes out of the turn very, very wide. Can't get the trip that Dynamic One had. Probably wouldn't have beaten him anyhow. Dynamic One was the best today.
If he was going to win this race, it was going to be like Code of Honor in the Travers a couple of years ago for Shug. Not to be, guys. It's Dynamic One at 3-1.
Yeah, I agree with everything Tom said, and it's also, to put a little bit more on it, while First Captain, and he wasn't winning. But I think not only to carry wide, his momentum gets a little bit slowed when that happens. Whereas Miles D with Joel Rosario getting that perfect. He was right inside of First Captain, but he went inside and split horses, and the other one went outside the drifter, and right behind him was Ortiz, who was following Joel Rosario. So it was the tale of 3 trips, right? 2 got great trips. The other one got kind of a mediocre trip. Whether or not he would have won, that's another question.
Right here, look at Irad and the orange and blue silks. The other ones are all asking. He's sitting chilly. He's got ice water in his veins. He knew he had a lot of horse. Now he starts asking with the shoulder taps. He knew he was going to win this race right here. I thought it was a brilliant ride.
And I think what was interesting about this race, guys, last was first, second to last was second, and third to last was third. And the fourth to last was fourth. This was a complete sort of, I call it the accordion effect.
And if you don't know where those horses were in the race, just look at them coming at you down the lane. They're all full of dirt from kickback they got early in the race.
So Dynamic One, his first start back since what had to be, look, he was a huge price in the Kentucky Derby, but it was disappointing. Nonetheless, happy connection. There's Vinny Viola. Heard from him before the race, and they got a horse who's moving on to the Travers now.
Oh, most definitely moving on.
Dynamic One, son of Union Rags, with Irad Ortiz Jr. Todd Pletcher wins this race for a 3rd time in his career.
Look at him coming back. His ears are up. He's proud of himself, Dynamic One is, and he should be.
big effort and strong down the stretch for Dynamic One. He punches his ticket to the Travers on August 28th, a race you will see on Fox. You don't want to miss it. So part of the field beginning to take shape. Is he up to the test? Pretty nice comeback effort for him off that disappointing Derby. Meanwhile, for first captain, back to the drawing board here. What do you think he does from here?
It's a good question. They're very conservative out of that barn, and they look out for the horse probably as well as anyone does. I think they take some time. I think they take some time and say, you know what? We threw a lot at him to get him ready for this. Maybe it's time to the 4-year-old year. But I don't want to speak for them.
And we talked about it early on. He'd been playing catch-up from the get-go. Never started as a 2-year-old. Didn't begin his 3-year-old campaign till April. It's Dynamic One, though, his day here in the Curlin with a victory, and on to the Travers. We'll be back.
The ultimate